Well, hello. Welcome back to another podcast. Today, instead of talking about consoles, I'm actually going to talk about some really cool homebrew games that I've been researching that I'm going to put on my to-buy list. And I thought I would share those with you. And maybe you'll be just as interested as I am in getting these. So I'm going to focus on two consoles today, the Sega Genesis Mega Drive and the original NES. And talk about games that you may have never heard of that are out right now that you could purchase, okay, or potentially at least get a demo of. Number one on my list, starting with the Sega Genesis console, is Xenocrysis. Wikipedia is where I got this information from. It's a 2019 homebrew twin-stick shooter developed by indie game studio Bitmap Bureau for the Sega Mega Drive. It's also on the Switch, the PS4, PS Vita, Xbox One, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Dreamcast, Evercade, Neogeo. It was fully funded on Kickstarter on January 10th, 2018, but released on October 28th, 2019. It is inspired by similar arcade shooters like Smash TV and Shock Troopers, with art direction inspired by the Alien movie franchise. Features single or cooperative gameplay. One or two players play as unnamed space marines and work their way through 7 levels in a scientific facility, featuring procedurally generated rooms and levels, with a number of enemies of various difficulty in each room, concluding with a final boss battle at the end of most levels. The game begins with Commander Darius receiving a distress signal from Outpost 88, a scientific research facility. The 2 controllable space marines are sent on a drop ship to the facility, where they begin to work their way through each level of the facility, where they face off against aliens, robot defenses, and even Cthulhu on their way to figure out what is going on. Along the way, the 2 space marines find survivors of the facility that they are able to rescue and release to safety. When the Space Marines reach the final stage, they are confronted by the main antagonist, Dr. Herzog. Cannot read you the rest of the plot because it gives the game away. Reception to Xenocrisis was generally positive. Nintendo Life praised the game's design and gameplay, but criticized the difficulty as being off-putting for inexperienced players. Now, you could go to YouTube and watch videos of this. Just type in Xenocrisis, and it comes up right away. So there's a review of it. There's somebody playing it with hard difficulty. So there you go. I mean, it's pretty easy to search. I just did it right now. Now let's get you a price breakdown of this game. You could go to shop.bitmapbureau.com and you'll get yourself a price list of the game on all its different consoles. We're focusing on Genesis. To get Xenocrisis boxed, it's 55 pounds. I think that was about $96 Canadian when I did the calculations. Let's double check that. Yes, it was 96. 40 pounds if you want just the cartridge. $70 Canadian, roughly. And 15 pounds if you want to purchase the ROM, which I imagine you would play on an emulator, which works out to $26 Canadian. That's number one on my list, okay? Especially being a big fan of the Alien franchise growing up, it doesn't take much to convince me to want to buy this game. Right, now let's try Arcages Revolution. This is second on my list of games to buy. The website is megacatstudios.com, where I got this information from, and that's where you can go to buy the game. When I get to this beautiful site and the page for this game, I see that there is a video which you can watch about the game. This is the video that I have watched, so you can get a good idea for the gameplay there. There's a price that comes up right away. There's a price that has the game complete in the box with the manual. It comes up to $64. Shipping is calculated at the checkout, so a little bit more than $64. You can also get this game as the cartridge only, which costs you $51, so it's $13 cheaper. Okay, now it does have a beautiful plot summary here. Arcages Revolution is an arcade-style top-down shooter for Sega Genesis Mega Drive with Mode 7 style rotation. Hop into the ship and save Arcages with the 68,000 heart on fire. Speedrunners rejoice. We have a unique challenge for you. Features are rotating field at full speed, timer for speedrunning, cutscenes with voice acting, 60Hz/50Hz speed correction, single-player campaign, 6-button controller support, keyboard and mouse support. It's region-free, plays around the globe for retro fans anywhere, and when I scroll down to the bottom, there is a downloadable demo, which allows you to play the game and get a feel for it, so this is something I can look into and download myself. Yeah, this looks great. And the video itself right now shows basically this tank moving through a maze. And the graphics for the tank look great, and the way it turns, it's just so cool. Like, I feel like with these new Sega Genesis games, they've just really taken the hardware to its full capacity as well as the cartridge. It's just beautiful looking at these games being played on a Sega Genesis today, right? Like, it's crazy how good they are. Okay. Now I'm going to give you my number 3 pick, okay? This one's called Irena Genesis Metal Fury. Kickstarter.com is where I got the information from. White Ninja Studio is the company that designed this. It's known as a metal shoot 'em up for Sega Genesis Mega Drive. It's a horizontally scrolling shooter, just to add that in there. First thing you get is a video that you can play and watch of the game. So that's pretty cool. Takes you through the in and outs. The video is silent. You don't actually get to hear anything. However, watching the video, man, does it ever look great. It's a beautiful spaceship. The way it turns is awesome. Like, the graphics look really great. There are robots that you fight. It's your typical horizontal shooter. It's just the looks of it. It reminds me of like a Neogeo game, somewhat like Pulsar. So based on the looks right now, man, I'm all over this. I love vertical and horizontal shooters. So yeah, that's great. And there's a skull you fight at as one of the bosses. It looks amazing. Okay. Now let's get into the story behind this game. Irena Genesis Metal Fury is a brand new shoot 'em up designed for the Sega Genesis Mega Drive, which is inspired by classic games of the 90s such as Thunder Force 3 and 4, Aero Blaster, Super Shinobi 2, and Contra Hardcore. Let's give you a storyline. Oh, and as I go down the page, I see that there is a downloadable free demo. So I might have to get into that later and try that out. Says you can play it on Blastum or Kega Fusion emulator. Okay, interesting. There is a video of more of the game. Let's click on that. Okay, once again, the video is silent. But yeah, what a crisp looking game. Very bright colors. Great landscape in the back. I really like the way the ship is firing its bullets. It looks pretty cool, pretty realistic. I like that for Sega Genesis anyway. So I definitely am interested in this game. Okay, so let's go to a plot summary here. Move into battle mode. Take the controls of your ultimate warship and fight the mighty Shongor Emperor's army raiding with an iron fist on planet Zelia. Find and destroy the magnetic field source that contains the intergalactic spaceship that you escort and become the leader of the rebellion by releasing the enslaved population of Millennia. Help the Major Selena Polinsky to accomplish this most perilous mission. Are you really ready to fight for freedom in the Metal Fury land? Okay, so this being a Kickstarter game, it also says here that its estimated delivery is August 2021. So I'm going to check out that demo later, and if it's as good as it looks, I hope to heck that the actual game does come to fruition and come out to purchase. Right, let's move on. All right, now this is fourth on my to-buy list. It's called Tanzer, and it's from MegaCatStudios.com. So I'm going back to MegaCat Studios again, and the price is $64 complete in the box. $51 if you just want the cartridge. I want to give you a description of this game. It says, hack and slash your way through 40 plus levels of arcade brutality. From the Old West to ancient Rome, challenge yourself through the fast-paced pixels Tanzer has to offer. Become the last survivor of an interstellar plague while you crush enemies, grab loot, and transform with transmutational powers. region free, plays around the globe for retro fans anywhere. Okay, now just like the last game, Arcages Revolution, you can get a video right on the website to see a little bit of what the game is like. It looks a lot like Shadow of the Beast, which is what really intrigues me to want to buy this game. Looks really awesome, like really, really good. I'm gonna go on to YouTube for you guys and see if there's like a walkthrough of the game yet. Tanzer, Sega Genesis. Right, let's take a look and see if there's a walkthrough of this game. Yeah, there is a review. There is a long play version of the game. So that's something you can check out, and I will check out too. But yeah, looks-wise, it looks great. It looks like something I'd want to buy. So it's on my list, but I'm going to do some research and see if it's going to stay on the list. But that's something that I just wanted to present to you guys because maybe it'll be something you want to research as well, right? Okay, now let's move on to, I think I only have one more game to go on my list, and it also comes from Mega Cat Studios for Sega Genesis games on my list. It's called Tanglewood. Once again, megacatstudios.com. This game, complete in the box with the manual, is $64. Cartridge only, $51. Once again, we have a video of the game being played. Looks pretty clean, looks pretty smooth. Graphics look really nice. Tanglewood is a brand new and original game for the Sega Mega Drive, released on physical cartridge in August 2018. Set in the realm of Tanglewood, the game follows a young creature, Nim, separated from the pack after the sun sets. Unable to get back to the safety of the family's underground home, Nim must find a way to survive the night terrors and get to morning. Tanglewood's world is a dangerous one after dark. Guiding Nim, you must use your skills of evasion, traps, and trickery to defeat predators. Tanglewood is a platforming game with puzzle elements and can be described as a mix of the Mega Drive titles Another World and The Lion King. I think you can kind of see that from the little video they give. Features of the game: a mix of fast-paced 2D platforming action with puzzles, special abilities, tricks, and trap, a story woven into the gameplay, fluid hand-drawn animations, time of day cycle influencing the types of enemies encountered, collectibles, secret areas, and bonus levels. Once again, it's region-free, plays around the globe for retro fans anywhere. Oh, and look at this. As I go down the page, there is a downloadable demo, so that's something that I can look into and you can look into, and then you get a chance to really play it. But I will do the legwork here and see if there is YouTube information on this game. And of course, of no surprise, there is a long play of it, so you can see what it looks like once you search Tanglewood Sega Genesis. Okay, there's a review of it as well. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. You can easily just get that game and play the demo. I mean, you get your first-hand knowledge of the game, so there you go. There you go. Okay, so I've covered some really cool homebrew indie Sega Genesis games. And luckily, there appear to be a few demos that you can try, so then you can really decide if you want to buy the game. All these games you can search on YouTube for reviews and long plays, so you don't just have to rely on my summary reading to decide if this game is of interest to you or something you want to buy. Okay? You can look into the videos, you can study them, and then really determine what you want to do. But that's why I'm doing this podcast, because it's also me trying to figure out if I want to get these games. So I also did some research into some NES homebrew indie games, which I also want to share with you. So let's get into some of these games. Let's go to perhaps first on my list is this crazy game. It's called Bloodfall. I went on to youtube.com to find this, okay? So it's called Bloodfall, in brackets 2020, by Dr.Ludos. And you can find it there, and then you'll see the description of the game underneath, and then it takes you to the link where you can download the game. When you go to that link, there's a few more words that the developer has to say about it, which I can read to you as well. After several years of wanting to try my hand at making an NES game, I'm happy to finally have made something to join the NES dev compo. My entry is titled Bloodfall. It's a simple action game with procedural generated levels. Beware, this game is quite violent and gore and not meant for children. The core gameplay involves dismembering zombies by shooting at them, resulting in a lot of blood splatters. You can find the ROM attached to this page. It looks really cool. So there is a video on the same page I just read to you, but also you're going to be watching it on YouTube and get a chance to get a feel for this game. Looks really, really fun. Anything where you're shooting zombies, I don't know if you're going to disagree with me. Anything where you're shooting zombies is going to be fun, don't you think? Absolutely, absolutely. All right, now another really cool game that I saw on here is called Double Action Blaster, guys. Now this comes from pdroms.de website. Double Action Blaster, guys, is a two-player only game for NES by Nova Squirrel. This game is a sequel to Forehead Block Eye. It is completely rewritten and nowhere near as buggy as FHBG was, says the developer. Okay, now, what else can I get you on this for information on this game? I have a little bit more from forums.nesdev.com about this game. Double Action Blaster, guys, is the sequel to my contribution to the 2011 compo Forehead Block Eye. It's completely rewritten, so it's nowhere near as buggy as FHBG was, which is what I read to you prior. And I took the opportunity to rewrite it with two simultaneous players in mind, hence pluralizing guy in the title. Features of the game: simultaneous two-player support. Either player can join in at any time by pressing A plus B. 32 levels, over a dozen enemy types, plus a final boss. Several types of blocks, not just solid and empty like the original FHBG. 4 different level goal types, level editor, and it's open source. All right, now I'm going to go to YouTube and see if I can get you some more information about this. Yeah, we have a video that comes up, 2 videos right off the bat. You can watch this game being played. It looks pretty basic and simple, but basically it's like a platformer game. You control kind of like a stickman with a gun, and the enemies fall from the sky, and you have to hit 5 of them in order to advance to the next level. Once you kill one guy, it looks like you get like what looks like a playing card, and you jump on it, and that is like the bad guy's life that you just took, so it ensures that he doesn't come back. I'm just guessing based on what I see here. So it looks like something that would be really fun. And yeah, it would be something that, you know, you can play on a ROM and just test out and enjoy, okay? Now let's go to what's third on my list. These are all pretty equal. They all look really good. We got another one here called Twin Dragons from twindragons.fr/en/. Okay, so once you get to the page, it already tells you right off the bat you can find out more about the game, or you can pre-order it. So what is Twin Dragons, says the website. Twin Dragons is a homebrew game for the NES, build from the ground up. Supposed to probably be built from the ground up. The game is still in development and will be out in 2017. That means like it's possibly already out to buy as a cartridge. It does say, though, in the meantime, you can scroll down and download the demo. So there is a demo you can play. Wow, it looks pretty nice. The dragons are well designed. The levels look like, you know, like Super Mario Brother like. Bad guys look really cool. Okay, so you can get a really good idea of what this game is like just by going to the website. It also says not only can you download the ROM, but you can play online. So you'll need Adobe Flash Player for that, but that's okay. If you can get that, you can play it online too. I'm going to go to YouTube and see if there are videos of it. Right off the bat, there's a long play of it. There's a review and unboxing of it. So you have a demo that you can play. Then you have some videos to show you how the game works. Then you can really decide if it's something you want to order. But it looks pretty good. Okay, well, I believe I only have one more game to talk about today. This game comes from sgadart.itch.io/super-tilt-bro, as in BRO. Super Tilt Brothers is the game. Once you go to this website, you will see the title of the actual game pop up. Okay, so the title screen says download now. So it looks like it's one that you can actually play right away. Super Tilt Brothers is a remake of the Super Smash Bros. Series, compatible with the good old Nintendo Entertainment System from the 80s. You and a friend take control of a clone of Sinbad, the mascot of Ogre 3D. Two fellows, one platform. You will have to fight to throw the other out. All right, now we have online play, it says. Join the Discord to find someone to play with you. You can also follow the development on this person's Twitter, so you can go on and read about that. And it does say here, hello, if you are searching for a cartridge, it is too early. Game carts exist but are early prototypes. You can follow to be notified of news or join the community on our Discord. Thank you for your interest. Tons of great things here. And it's a downloadable ROM that it looks like you can play on your emulator, okay? So that's pretty cool. I'm once again going to do my due diligence and see if this game is on YouTube for you to watch. Okay, let's go to Super Tilt Bro. Okay, well, the second YouTube video is the actual one I'm talking about. And it looks like it's potentially a review of the game. There's quite a bit about it. Yeah, there's lots about it. So you won't have a problem if you're researching this game to decide if it's something you'll eventually want to buy. But what's really nice about a lot of these games today that I've presented you is there's ROMs that you can try the game out. Okay, they're demos. And then you get a really good idea for if it's a game that you're interested in actually purchasing. And that makes all the difference when you have a demo to play, right? Because then nobody can make the decision better than when you get a chance to actually play the game yourself. You get a sample of it. All right, guys. Well, it's been a great episode. I've enjoyed presenting these games. These are all the games that are on my list for games I'd like to buy. Okay, they're all really, really good looking games so far. And I can't wait to maybe take a look at the demos, to watch some more YouTube videos, continue researching these games, check out some reviews. But I hope I'm able to at least present to you some games that you might find quite interesting and maybe didn't know about other than listening to them on this podcast. All right, well, great talking to you. I'm out.